A good night, everyone, and a good Erev Shabbos. Welcome as we learn the Mishna Yomis for this Erev Shabbos of Chol Hamoed Sukkos, and we are holding in the 11th parak of Menachos with Mishnah Gimel and Mishnah Daled, and we are sponsored by the Fisher family, Lenishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlam Ben Avam Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, also Lenishmas David Ben Chaim, Lefu Shalema for Yomis Ben Chayesari, Yaakov Ben Bas Yaleah, for the Schus of Avram and Yam Ben Ishma Malki Yehudis. We learn, sponsored by Yoel Klugman and family, for the Parnasik Zunt and Nachas, and Lefu Shalema for Victor Aya Ben Rifkin, the Bas Chayesar, Moshe Meir Ben Esther Fadel, Yitzchak Ben Siyam Ben Dusha, Rivka Bas Shira Leah, Chana Bas Sheshabina, and Meir Ben Chayesar. They should have a Refuah Shalema B'Seich Sha'achar Yisrael. So the Mishnah tells us the Chavite Kohen Gadol, the special mincha that's brought on the griddle for the Kohen Gadol, which is brought half in the morning and half in the afternoon every day. Lishasan, it's kneading, v'arichasan, it's braiding, v'afiyasan, and baking has to be done b'fnim. And since it's done with a clay sharis, so it couldn't be done the day before, because then it would be nifsal belina overnight. So therefore, v'doiches is a Shabbos. It supersedes the Shabbos. T'chainon ve'erkedon, but it's grinding and sifting, which is not done with a clay Shabbos. Einon doiches is a Shabbos. It doesn't supersede the Shabbos because it could be done before Shabbos. And as that's the klal Rabbi Kiva, the general principle Rabbi Kiva says, kol malacha she'ef shelo la'asos me'erev Shabbos, whatever could be done before Shabbos, like the grinding and the sifting, einon doiches a Shabbos. It doesn't supersede the Shabbos. V'she'ef shelo la'asos me'erev Shabbos, like the kneading and the braiding and the baking, which is done in the clay sharis, and if done before Shabbos, would be nifsal belina. That's doiches a Shabbos. That supersedes the Shabbos. Kol menachos yesh ben ma'aseh kli b'fnim. All menachos, when it's done on the inside, it's done with a clay sharis. Ve'ein ben ma'aseh kli b'chutz, but outside, it doesn't need a keli. It could even be done on a board. Now, Keitzad Shtei Alechem. This is interesting. This is Halacha Moshe Sinai. There's no source for this in the Torah. It's Messiah from Moshe Sinai. The two loaves on Shavuos, Orkon Shiva, its length was 7 tvachim, V'rochban Arba, and its width was 4 tvachim. And this is something that a lot of people don't know about the Shtei Alechem. The Shtei Alechem, on its 4 corners, had horns. V'karnoisayim arba etzbos. These horns were 4 finger breadths. The lechem aponim, the 12 loaves of the showbread on Shabbos, orkei asara, had the length of 10 tvachim. V'rachba asara, v'rachba chamisha, the width of 5 tvachim. V'karnois of sheva etzbos, and its horns were 7 etzbos. Now remember, Rabbi Yehuda always gives simonim, like he did in the Haggadah, right? Rabbi Yehuda says for the 10 Commandments, the tzach adash b'achab. So Rabbi Yehuda here gives us a simonim to remember the dimensions of the Shtei Alechem and the Lechem Aponim. Rabbi Yehuda Aimer Shaloi Titeh, the simon for the Shtei Alechem is zadad, right? 7 tvachim long, 4 tvachim wide, and 4 etzbos, the corners. So that the horns, that's zadad. And the simon for the lechem aponim is yahaz, 10 tvachim long, 5 tvachim wide, and 7 tvachim the corners. Now Ben Zayma Aimer, and this is more the picture that we have of the lechem aponim. It says nosata ala shulchan lechem ponim lefanai tamid, bread that has faces before me at all time. So the girsa of the Rav is sheyeh loy panim ve'pinim, that it has faces and corners, and therefore they folded it up, and therefore it faced each other. That's the faces, and then they folded inward the horns, and that's the pinim. That's the corners. We're going to learn more about the unique construction of the Lechem Aponim in the next Mishnah. I want to remind you that we have on Torah Anytime Kololoshin YouTube two very pertinent shiurim. There's for the Shabbos Sukkos table and also for the Shabbos Koheles table. So check out those important shiurim. You might want to also look at the share that I gave, an important message between Yom Kippur and Sukkos. That's also a fascinating share. Already we're looking for a sponsor for the Bereishis share next week. If you would like to sponsor the Bereishis share and get the first share of the year, on Chumash, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com, broadcast all over the world. Again, that's text me at 718-916-3100. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful Moed.